Hello everyone. Today we have to discuss about plant growth and development. Okay. As we know that most plants continue to grow as long as they live, and plant grow through a combination of cell growth and cell division. Okay. So today we have to discuss various types of growth that a plant have. Okay. So, learning objective of today's lecture are to know about growth and development in plant, and to understand various phase of growth, and to know about growth curve, and to know about types of growth. Okay, that found in the plant growth and development, and how we can measure growth of plants. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand what is the difference between growth and development. Okay, so growth in living organism defined as an irreversible increase in number and size of cell, okay, organs or whole organism, okay, related to change in size and mass. Okay, so growth particularly refer to increase in size and mass. Okay, and development referring to the sum of all changes that an organism undergo throughout its life cycle. Okay, from seed germination and through growth, maturation, flowering, and senescence. Okay, so all that process that plant have, okay, comes under the development. Okay, so that's why we study these two part in the plants, that is growth and development. Okay, simultaneously. So, the growth is regarded as one of the most fundamental and conspicuous characteristics of living beings. Okay, generally, growth is accompanied by metabolic processes, both anabolic. Okay, the processes which include the breakdown of metabolites. Okay, that means there is a catabolic process, and the process by which the biomolecule synthesize in the plants. That means the process anabolic process. Okay, so plant need both anabolic as well as catabolic process. Okay, for the growth. Okay, and growth occur at the expense of energy. Okay, therefore expansion of leaf is growth. Okay, so now we have to discuss types of growth. So growth in the plants divide into the two part, the primary growth and secondary growth. Okay, so in the primary growth, the length of plant increase, and in the secondary growth, the girth of plant increase. Okay, so the primary growth in which apical meristem extend root and shoot. Okay, by give rise to the primary plant bodies. Okay, so you have to see that in this example, okay, there is a plant increase in the length. Okay, so this is due to the primary growth. Okay, and by secondary growth, in which lateral meristem add girth by producing secondary vascular tissue, that is secondary xylem, secondary phloem, and periderm. Okay, so this leads to the increased girth, okay, of the plant. Okay, so both types of growth is essential in the overall growth and development of the plant. Now, measurement of growth. So, measurement of growth can be measured in terms of increase in length or growth. Okay, so in case of stem and root, okay, we have to measure length.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so at that time we have to consider
Hello, sir. Yes, sir, sir.
uh, uh, after the class we have to discuss anything. Okay, so okay. Growth in case of stem and root. Okay, in case of stem and root, growth uh, can be measured by the measuring length of stem or root. Okay. So and if we have to determine the growth in the leaves, so for this increase in area or volume, we have to consider. Okay, so in case of leaves, we have to consider area or volume of the leaves. Okay, so if there is increase in the volume of the leaf, increase in the area of the leaf, so we say that the growth is there. Okay, so this is the parameter by which we have to determine the growth or measure the growth of plant. Okay, so in case of stem or root, we have to measure the length, and in case of leaves, we have to measure the area or volume. Okay, but how we can measure growth in case of microorganisms? Okay, like algae, okay, bacteria, yeast. Okay, so in that case, we have to count number of cells. Okay, so these are the three parameters which we have to use for measurement of growth. Okay, length in case of stem or root, area or volume in case of leaf, and number of cell we have to count it in case of algae or yeast or bacteria, that is microorganism. Okay. Now, types of growth and development. Okay, so these are the two major types of growth is there. First is vegetative phase, another is reproductive phase. Okay, so these are the two broad category of growth phase. Okay, vegetative phase in which there is utilization of carbohydrate uh, carried out in the plants. Okay, and in the reproductive phase, there is accumulation or storage of carbohydrate. Okay, take place. Okay, so these are the two phases. Yeah, okay, in the vegetative phase, plant utilize carbohydrate, okay, for their growth and development. And in case of reproductive phase, plant accumulate or store carbohydrate. Okay. So now we have to discuss vegetative phase in more detail. So from seed germination through growth of the primary supportive structure. Okay, the vegetative phase take place. Okay, from the seed germination until the primary supporting structure are formed. Okay, and in the vegetative phase, there are three important processes take place. The one is cell division. Okay, obviously in the for the growth, there is cell division occur. Okay, so that the seed becomes germinate and the primary supporting tissue are formed, and the cell enlargement. The cell increase in their size, and cell differentiation. Okay, so that initially there is similar kind of cells, but after the differentiation, some cells form root tissue, some cells form shoot tissue, and again differentiation is there. Some cells form leaves. Okay, so these are the three important processes occur in the vegetative phase. And reproductive growth phase. Okay, so in the reproductive growth phase, there is maturation of tissue manufactured during vegetative phase. Okay, because the tissues that form during the vegetative phase are matured. Okay, so then the production of growth regulator during the reproductive phase. Okay, various growth hormone are synthesized during the reproductive growth phase, and finally development of flower. buds, flowers, fruits, and seeds, or the development of storage organ. Okay, so these are the major part which occur during the reproductive growth phase. Okay, and relatively little cell division occur during the reproductive growth phase as compared to the vegetative growth phase, and most of the carbohydrates are accumulated in the fruits, seed, and storage organ. Okay. Now, we have to discuss the different phases of growth. So, first of all, meristem. Okay, so meristem is the tissue which has capability to divide. Okay, so these meristematic tissue are present both at the root apex, as seen in this figure, and the shoot apex. Okay, so represent the meristematic phase of growth. Okay, so these are the some cell at the tip of shoot and some cells at the tip of root are the type of meristematic tissue. Okay, and these meristematic cells, just like a stem cells. Okay, these cells can divide and differentiate and can differentiate into various types of cells. Okay, and these meristematic cell either divided into two categories: the primary meristematic cells and the secondary meristematic cells. Or in the primary meristematic cells include shoot apical meristem, okay, the part of the tip of stem or shoot, and the root apical meristem. Okay, so the tissue which present at the tip of the root. Okay, so these are the two kind of primary meristem, shoot apical meristem and root apical meristem. Okay, and these meristematic cells are responsible for primary growth of plant. Okay, primary growth of plant means they provide the length to the plant. Okay, so the plant can increase in their length. And the secondary meristematic cells include eight axillary buds. Okay, these cells are present as axillary buds, and vascular cambium also have meristematic cells, and cork cambium also has meristematic cell, and pericycle also has meristematic cells. Okay, but these meristematic cells are present at these locations. Okay, auxiliary bud, vascular cambium, cork cambium, and pericycle. Okay, and they provide the secondary growth to the plant. Okay, that's why it's called secondary meristematic cells. Now, during the plant growth and development, there are various processes has occurred. So the first processes are elongation. Okay, so elongation means the size of individual cell increase after cell division. Okay, and due to increase in the volume of its protoplasm. Okay, so this is called elongation, and it include adjacent to meristem. Okay, where there is internode growth is there. Okay, internode growth provide elongation in the shoot, and the zone of elongation and zone of elongation provide increase in the length of root. Okay, and the additional factor which helps in the elongation are turgor pressure. Okay, and this turgor pressure due to the water uptake and cell wall loosening and new cell wall formation. Okay, so these all parameter responsible for elongation of plant. Okay, and the second phase during the plant growth and development is maturation. Okay, or differentiation. So in this stage, structure of the cells changes to perform specific function. Okay, because meristematic cells are just like a stem cell, It can differentiate into the various types of tissues, okay, root, stem, leaves, okay, and similar types of cells having cell function form a group which is known as tissue. You already know, okay, and the maturation or differentiation include, okay, the secondary cell wall, xylem, which is a vascular tissue, fibers, epidermal cells, root hairs, leaf hairs, guard cells, leaves, flower, fruit, tuber, bulb, phloem, which is also a vascular tissue. Okay, during the differentiation, the cells uh, differentiate into the variety of cells. Okay, so these are the variety of cells that found in the plants, and the now the growth rate. Okay, so growth rate in case of plant can measure the increased growth per unit time is termed as growth rate. Okay, so per unit time, how much increase in growth of plant is there? This is called growth rate, and therefore rate of growth can be expressed mathematically. An organism or part of the organism can produce more cells in a variety of ways. Okay, so the two types of growth rate is there. If we talk about the how the cell grow, okay, so there are two kind of growth rate is there. One is arrhythmic growth and another is geometric growth. In the arrhythmic growth, following following mitotic cell division. Okay, which tells me the mitotic cell division. But only one daughter cell continue to divide while the other differentiate and mature. Okay, so you cannot say that one cell divided into the two, two cell divided into the four, four cell divided into the eight. Okay, this kind of growth is not there in case of arrhythmic growth. Okay, but one cell divided into two. Okay, so in that two cells, only one cell again divide. Okay, so in that way, only one daughter cell continue to divide while the other cells only differentiate and mature. And the simplest expression of arrhythmic growth is exemplified by a root elongation at a constant rate. Okay, so here there is no exponential type of growth in arrhythmic growth, while in geometric growth, both the progeny cells following mitotic cell divide and continuous divide. Okay, so in this way, one cell divided into the two, and two cells divided into the four, four cell divided into the eight, eight cell divided into the 16. Okay, so this kind of growth is there. So this is called geometrical growth. Okay, and both the progeny cells following mitotic cell division and continue to do so. Okay, so this is the type of geometrical growth, and during the development of an embryo, both type of growth rate are involved. Okay, so this transform a single cell zygote into a multicellular organism. Okay, so you have to see a single cell convert into the whole plant, whole organism by the use of these two kind of growth. So in this figure, you have to see these both type of growth. You have to see that in the arrhythmic case, the one these are the cells. Okay, and these this cell this cell divide into the two cells. Okay, and again only this cell divide into the again two cell, and this cell divide again into the two cells. Okay, so not all the cell divide. Okay, not all the cells divide. Only these cells which showing by the dark color have a capacity to divide, while the cells which shown by the light color uh, cannot have capacity to divide. Okay, so that's why this type of growth is there. Okay, two cell, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, not like that. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So this type of growth is called arrhythmic growth. Or here in this example, you have to see that a two cell divide to four cells, and all four cells have a capacity to divide. Okay, and four cell divide to into eight cell, and all cell has capacity to divide. Okay, and likewise, so this is called geometrical type of growth rate. This is arrhythmic growth rate. This is geometrical type of growth rate. Okay, but the plant have both type of growth rate. Okay, now growth curve. So the rate of growth of plant or plant part is not always the same during its lifespan. Okay, so that's why sometimes it is slow, and at other time it is rapid. So that's why if we plot the increase in the cell number against time, a typical S-shaped curve is obtained, and this curve is called growth curve. Okay, and this growth curve has shape sigmoid shape growth curve we have obtained. So, the curve has three distinct growth phase. Lag phase. This is the initial phase of growth when the rate of growth is very slow. And second is log phase, and log phase shows rapid growth and is maximum for entire lifespan. And stationary phase, here the rate of growth start decreasing and finally stop. Okay, that's why the curve form like that. Okay, in which you have to see that the growth size or weight of the organism along with the time, you have to get S or shape or sigmoid curve, in which initially there is a phase where the growth rate is less or slow. This is called lag phase. While for the certain time the growth rate is maximum. This is called log phase or exponential phase. And and after a certain time, the rate of growth become diminished or stop, and this is called stationary phase. Okay, this shows that growth is not the same for all the time. Now, what are the requirement of growth? So, growth or continuous growth for plant require nutrients, water supply, uh, moderate temperature, light, and a growth substance that various plant hormone needed for normal growth and development of plants. So, that's why the growth is two basic types: the indefinite or unlimited growth, and definite or limited growth. So, the in the plant root, stem, and their branches show indefinite or unlimited growth. Okay, and the leaves, flowers, fruits showing definite or limited growth. Okay, so that's why there are on that basis there are two kinds of growth is there: indefinite growth or definite growth. And you know that development is a sum of two processes: growth and differentiation. And to begin with, it is essential and sufficient to know that development of a mature plant from a fertilized egg follow a precise and highly ordered succession of events. So during this process, a complex body organization is formed that produce root, leaves, branches, flowers, fruits, and seeds, and eventually they die. So that's why The development is associated with morphogenesis as well as differentiation. And morphogenesis is defined as the process of development of shape and structure of organism. When a cell loses the capacity to divide, it leads to differentiation. And differentiation results in the development of various structure that is commensurate with the function of the cells finally has to perform. And general principle for differentiation for cell, tissue, organ are similar, and a differentiated cell may de-differentiate and then again re-differentiate. Since differentiation in plant is open, the development could also be flexible. That is, the development is sum of the growth and differentiation. So this figure shows the development process in plant cell. So initially there is meristematic cell, and due to cell division, the plasmatic growth is there, and expansion or elongation is there. Finally, the cells become mature. That is mature cell. Okay, and during the maturation, the cells differentiate into the various types of cells, and finally mature cells lost their viability and leads to senescence. Okay, ultimately there is death of cells occur. Okay, so this figure shows the developmental processes in plant cell. And another term used in the plant growth and development is plasticity. And plant exhibit plasticity in development, follow different pathway in response to environment or phase of life to form different kind of structure. So this capacity, this potential, this ability to form different kind of structure is called plasticity. The plant has this characteristic. And now we have to discuss the control of growth and development. So the growth, differentiation, and development are very closely related events. Okay, in the life of a plant. Broadly, development is considered as the sum of growth and differentiation. So development in plant that is both growth and differentiation in under the control of various processes. The first is intercellular control, and this intercellular control involved in the change in the gene expression that influences cellular activities through altering the kind of protein in the cells. So you say that intercellular control at genetic level, and intracellular control particularly by the hormones, phytohormones, and their role in the activities of cells. So the intracellular control by the plant hormone and phytohormones, and extracellular control is also there. They originate outside the organism and information about the any changes in the environmental condition may affect the growth and development in the plant is called biological stress. And this stress occurs mainly due to temperature, water availability, shade, light, and various pollutants that present in the environment. That's why overall we say that the control of growth and development in the plant carried in the at the three level: intercellular level, and extracellular level. And this table shows a comparative of plant growth regulator in plant development. Okay, so these are the various plant hormones that require for normal functioning of plant growth and development. Okay, but like root development require presence of auxins, gibberellic acid, cytokinin, ethylene. Okay, and external growth require auxin, gibberellic acid, cytokinin, abscisic acid, and ethylene. Okay, so this chart shows that all plant hormone required for overall growth and development. Okay, while abscisic acid adversely affect root development, and cytokinin and abscisic acid adversely affect juvenility, and the abscisic acid also affect senescence in plants, and often affect dormancy of plant. And this figure shows the pattern of early growth and development, in which seed germination depend on the temperature, moisture, oxygen, and daylight hours, and imbibition like coat rupture, seed swells from water uptake. So these are the various patterns of early growth and development in the seed germination. So growth versus development, if we have to compare, growth is quantitative, that number, size, and volume increase in the growth, while in the development it is qualitative, that is emergence of specialized body part, that is differentiation. Now, how we can measure the growth? So, as we have to discuss that in case of stem or root, we need measurement of the length or of the stem or roots. And in case of leaves and fruits, we have to determine area or volume. For that, we have to analyze that growth of leaves or fruit is there or not, and increase the number of cell in case of microorganism. So these are the two types of growth: that vegetative phase of growth and reproductive phase of growth. As we have to discuss that at the vegetative phase of growth, there is a breakdown or catabolism is there, in which the carbohydrate or starch broken down and utilized. And during the reproductive phase, there is anabolism process or anabolism is there, where accumulation or storage of carbohydrate take place. So there are six plant processes that affect growth. Okay, photosynthesis, respiration, absorption, transpiration, translocation, and reproduction. So these are the six major processes that occur in the plant, and you are aware of all of these. Okay, and growth processes, photosynthesis, in which there is synthesis of carbohydrate from carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight in the presence of chlorophyll. In the respiration, okay, there is production of energy in the form of ATP by the process of glycolysis. Okay, so these two processes are you say that major process in the plant growth and development. So finally, the photosynthesis conserve energy, while respiration uh, generate energy in the form of ATP for the processes of various processes in the plant. So the finally, the total photosynthesis that carried by the plant minus total respiration that carried by the plant, is equal to the net photosynthesis. That particularly is equal to the biological yield. Okay, on which whole ecosystem are depend on. And increasing total photosynthesis or decreasing respiration will increase biological yield. So, as a plant germinate and mature, it undergo the process of growth and development. As we know that growth arises from the addition of new cells and the increase in their size, and development is the result of particularly cell differentiation into a diversity of tissue that make up organs such as root, shoot, leaves, flowers, and each of these organs has specialized function coordinated to enable the individual plants to complete their life cycle. That's why as the plant grows, the stem elongate at the internode, which is the space between the nodes where the leaves attach, and this allow the plant to grow taller and spread out the leaves and flower, so they are in the best position to do their job, and this is called primary growth. And stem also allow food, water, and mineral to move throughout the plant. And the growth and development of plant is not just limited to an embryonic or juvenile period, but occurs throughout the life of the plant. At any given stage, a typical plant consists of embryonic organ, developing organ, and mature organ. That's why the plant development include seed structure and their development, seed germination, shoot development, root development, flower evocation and development, and flower and fruit development. These are the processes that occur in the during the life cycle of plant. And this figure shows the germination and seedling development in the plant. So the shoot apical meristem repeatedly forms unit known as phytomere. This is phytomere. Include leaf, node, internode, bud. And each phytomere consists of one or more leaves, the node at which the leaves are attached, and the internode immediately below the leaves, and one or more buds in axils of leaves. So this whole area is called phytomere, and this figure shows the root development in the plant. And another process that occur in the plant is dormancy. And dormancy is the state where a plant stop growing, and breaking dormancy involve exposure to certain temperature and hormone. And plant have biological clock that make daily and seasonal adjustment in pattern of growth, development, and reproduction. And senescence is also occur in the plant, and senescence is a program in which the function of organ or whole plant naturally decline leads to death. And this is an essential phase of growth and development in the plant. And senescence is an active development process that is controlled by the plant's genetic program and initiated by specific environmental or developmental cues. And these are the references. Okay. Now you have to attempt quiz. At the end of the quiz, we have to discuss answer. So first question is an irreversible increase in the number and size of cells, organ or whole organism related to change in size and mass is called. And next question, the sum of all changes that an organism undergo throughout its life cycle from seed germination and through growth, maturation, flowering and senescence is called. An apical meristem extend roots and shoot by give rise to the primary plant body is called. Another question: lateral meristem at girth by producing secondary vascular tissue and periderm is called. And growth measuring carried in case of stem and root by. And growth measuring carried in case of leaves and fruits by. And growth measuring carried out in case of microorganism by. And carbohydrate utilization occur in which phase, and accumulation or storage of carbohydrate occur in which phase, and both the progeny cells following mitotic cell divide and continue under which type of growth. Okay, so these are the questions. Now you have to cross check your answer. So the question answer options or correct options represented by italic. Okay, so an irreversible increase in the number and size of cells, organ, or whole organism related to change in size and mass is called growth. And the sum of all changes that an organism undergo throughout its life cycle, from seed germination and through growth, maturation, flowering, and senescence, is called development. An apical meristem extend roots and shoot by give rise to primary plant body is called primary growth. And lateral meristem add girth by producing secondary vascular tissue, secondary phloem, secondary xylem, and periderm is called secondary growth. And growth measuring carried in case of stem and root by measuring increase in length or growth, and growth measuring carried out in case of leaves and fruit by measuring increase in area or volume, and growth measuring carried in case of microorganism by counting number of cells, and carbohydrate utilization occur in the vegetative phase of growth, and accumulation or storage of carbohydrate occur in the reproductive phase of growth, and both the progeny cells following mitotic cell division and continue to do again and again divide is called geometrical growth. Okay, while in the arrhythmic growth the cell divide into the two cells, but only the one cells has capacity to divide again, while the other cells lose capacity to divide. So this kind of cell growth is called arrhythmic growth. Okay, while in the cells divide is a exponential way, like two cell divide to form four, four cell divide to form eight. So this is called geometrical growth. Okay, so thank you.